Now, I am going to dictate a legal passage based on dowry harassment and judicial verdict in India at the rate of 120 words per minute. Let's start. Dowry harassment remains a deeply entrenched social evil in India despite decades of legal reform and public awareness. The practice of demanding dowry, whether in cash, gold, property, or other valuables, continues to plague matrimonial relationships, often leading to emotional abuse, physical violence, and even unnatural deaths. To combat this, the Indian Penal Code and allied legislation provide stringent provisions, notably Section 498A IPC and the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. However, the judiciary faces a dual challenge: protecting genuine victims while preventing misuse of these laws in matrimonial disputes. In a landmark case decided by the Supreme Court in 2024, Achin Gupta versus State of Haryana, the court addressed critical questions surrounding dowry harassment allegations, procedural fairness, and the scope of judicial intervention under Section 482 of the Criminal Procedure Code. The case originated when the complainant, the wife of the appellant, filed an FIR alleging cruelty, dowry demands, and physical abuse. She claimed that her husband and in-laws had subjected her to repeated harassment for failing to bring additional dowry after marriage. The allegations included financial control, verbal abuse, and threats related to an extramarital affair. The FIR was filed nearly 2 years after the husband had initiated divorce proceedings, raising questions about timing and motive. The High Court initially refused to quash the FIR, citing the seriousness of the allegations and the need for a full trial. However, upon appeal, the Supreme Court undertook a detailed analysis of the facts, legal provisions, and precedents. The court observed that the FIR lacked specificity. There were no clear dates, incidents, or corroborative evidence to support the claims. The delay in filing the complaint, coupled with ongoing civil litigation between the parties, suggested that the FIR may have been retaliatory in nature. The court emphasized that while dowry harassment is a grave offense, the legal process must not be weaponized to settle personal scores. Referring to earlier judgments such as Ornish Kumar versus State of Bihar and Rajesh Sharma versus State of Uttar Pradesh, the court reiterated that Section 498A IPC must be applied with caution. Blanket accusations against entire families, vague allegations, and delayed complaints often lead to unnecessary arrests and prolonged trials. The court invoked its inherent powers under Section 482 CRPC to quash the criminal proceedings, stating that continuing the trial would amount to abuse of process and cause undue hardship to the accused pair. The judgment also highlighted the importance of family welfare committees as recommended in previous rulings. These committees, comprising social workers and legal experts, are tasked with examining dowry-related complaints before any coercive action is taken. Their role is to ensure that genuine cases are pursued while frivolous or exaggerated claims are filtered out. The court argued state governments to strengthen these committees and ensure timely review of matrimonial complaints. In another significant ruling, M. Venkatasaran versus State within 2025, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction of a husband under Section 498A IPC and Section 4 of the Dowry Prohibition Act. The case involved a marriage that lasted only 3 days, after which the wife alleged harassment over demands for gold sovereigns. The trial court convicted the husband and sentenced him to 3 years imprisonment. The High Court reduced the sentence to 2 2 years, and the Supreme Court further modified it to the period already undergone, directing the husband to pay rupees 3 lakhs in compensation to the wife. The court noted that while the marriage was short-lived, the evidence of harassment was credible and consistent. It emphasized the dowry demands, whether before or after marriage, constitute a violation of the law and an affront to human dignity. The judgment reinforced the principle that monetary compensation can serve as a form of restorative justice, especially when both parties have moved on in life. Stop.
Thank you.